Amanda the Adventurer is hiding a dark secret, and like any good indie horror game, this one involves sacrifice, demons, missing kids, a clear parody of children's entertainment, and of course, an evil plot by a satanic cult to summon the devil. And that's what we're exploring today. Let's do it. Now, a satanic cult might seem a bit out of left field, but I assure you that it's not. There are plenty of demonic messages and imagery in the game that most people will just breeze past. In the purple tape, you hear Rebecca reading out words, supposedly trying to train a voice program to recreate her voice, probably so that she doesn't have to work as much because those pesky child labor laws. The words she repeats are "buy, yell, pie, men, and ba, lamb." Each couplet she repeats 3 times. Now, these words are very specific and aren't exactly related to each other, at least from an outsider's perspective, but in reality these end up being the names of 3 different demons. These demons, Baal, Pyman, and Balaam, are kings of hell and members of the Ars Goetia, which is a group of 72 noble demons with exemplary strength, which are actually fallen angels who joined Lucifer for the war on heaven. Now that may seem like a stretch. Why would this company have a little girl summon demons? But it's supported by the fact that once she does say these names, Rebecca mentions that she hears a voice in her headphones telling her to do something she doesn't want to do. If that doesn't say demon, I don't know what does. And there are even more depictions of demons throughout the other endings as well. Rebecca, as we see, summons 3 demons. And after investigating Blabot, we can see a cake manifest on the table behind us. And in order to complete this section, we must find 3 candles for this cake, which starts melting as soon as the 3rd candle is on it, with some pretty creepy voices singing happy birthday. Okay, I mean, come on. 3 candles and 3 demons which all start singing happy birthday as a cake starts melting to reveal a VHS tape? You can't tell me that this doesn't make sense with demons. Not to mention the 5 secret tapes representing the 5 points of a pentagram, and that's before even getting into the powers of the demons. Baal, the first of the 3 that's summoned, is known for appearing as a cat. And what do we see multiple times throughout these tapes that doesn't really make sense? The random cat that Amanda asks if we should help. And every time we do help the cat, Amanda gets a horribly terrifying grin on her face, and then the tape cuts out. Not to mention that when we do this in the farm tape, saying yes results in the sheeps in the background freaking the hell out, which could be a reference to Jesus and how he's referred to as the Lamb because of his eternal innocence. Then we move on to Pyman, who not only is the most obedient to Lucifer of all of Hell's kings, who also brings with him the demons of Labal and Ablam, who are in essence demon sidekicks. To summon these additional demons, however, Pyman needs a sacrifice. He also needs sacrifices for his practice in witchcraft Scott, which would explain the additional abductions like Jordan, who's mentioned in a letter on the corkboard, Lauren, who goes missing in another colored tape, and the additional cold cases that are also mentioned on another part of the corkboard. Oh, and Pyman is said to have great knowledge about Earth, its waters, and wind, all of which are at risk during the farm tape when we're randomly warned about pending natural disasters. Coincidence? I think not! Balaam, however, is the most interesting. The 3rd demon from the purple tape is definitely the odd one out, as Balaam was interested in the human world's mythical creatures, which according to some was an even more dangerous passion because it seems so innocent, which is definitely backed up by his other passions: children's picture books that he makes as a hobby, and cute things. I mean, come on, okay? If that's not going to be useful for a children's entertainment company, I don't know what would be. Balaam can also be used to see the future and is commonly summoned to answer questions about the past, present, and future of those that summon him. And what do we do a lot during this game? Answer questions. Balaam also has the ability to manifest objects and manipulate reality, which explains all of the things that change not only within the show, but around the attic. The various endings, the things that are moving around when we need them, the safe vanishing, a cake melting, an apple pie turning into a VHS tape. Now, while this may seem pretty damning already, according to various summoning rituals, following an exhausting hours-long rite, the desired demon is expected to appear either as a presence or as a vision in a scrying mirror, but from here, the magician that summoned them must sign a pact with this particular demon, which explains the odd tape of Rebecca, Amanda's voice actor and Sam's adopted daughter, signing a contract and then being escorted to another room. This must be Rebecca signing the contract for the demons that she summoned, allowing for them to remain in this realm. And after she has done so, she's no longer useful and is taken to another room to be dealt with. Or as Hamlin puts it in their press release about Sam's disappearance, Rebecca Colton, as she needs time out of the spotlight to process these disturbing events. And what happened to Sam, you ask? While it would be easy to say the demons turned him invisible, as that is also within their power, it would make more sense to get rid of him to ensure there would be no additional meddling. He almost prevented the summoning of Balaam and the purple tapes. So it would make sense if they used Sam as the sacrifice that Paimon needed to bring his demon buddies up from downstairs. And if somehow you need additional proof, on the back of the newspaper article Interview with Sam, the one where you get the hand for the grandfather clock, there's another article talking about the theft of a Celtic artifact known as the Crown of the Stag, which was stolen by a gang known as, wait for it, the Demons. And then, if that wasn't enough, the Crown of the Stag is most notably found in the game Clan O'Connell and the Crown of the Stag, which is a platformer released in April of 2021, where the Crown of the Stag is stolen by the Mother of Demons, and you play as Clan O'Connell trying to get it back. Clan O'Connell is also mentioned in the article as the family that donated the crown to the museum as a way to preserve their legacy. And if you're wondering where all of this is headed, don't worry, I have an explanation. All these details really are driving home the demonic summoning idea. But when looking into things more, you'll learn that 3 kings of hell are extremely powerful on their own, but together they can be used to summon the most powerful. The father of demons, you could say. And I believe that Hamlin was successful and that Aunt Kate was trying to prevent it. Now, we know little about Aunt Kate, but the things that we do know are definitely interesting. Aunt Kate worked at the children's library and was a major advocate for Amanda the Adventurer, or at least the live-action version made by Sam and Rebecca before Hamlin bought the rights. But we also know from the corkboard letters that she's investigating the cold cases involving missing kids, and that she doesn't do normal research. We also know that she is dead and probably died on her birthday at the hands of the Kings of Hell, thanks to Blabot's condolences, the cake that melts after we put the 3 candles representing these demons on it, and the So Your Aunt Died book that's mixed in along with the others in the attic. So, my thought process leads me to conclude that Kate loved the idea of Amanda the Adventurer, but after the show turned into a cartoon, it wasn't about the same things. They started talking about how parents aren't always right, and even put kids in a trance-like state, with some even going missing. So she started investigating, using her access to such a large quantity of information, which would at this point in time also include VHS tapes, and learns that Hamlin has some nefarious intentions. She ends up breaking into Hamlin's studio to find proof and overhears Rebecca unknowingly summoning demons, so she grabs all the episodes the library has and somehow traps Bale inside. She then hides the tapes in her attic until she knows how to defeat them for good, but gets killed before she can. So since she was rightfully paranoid, she gives us, Riley, the house and tells us to finish what she started. And we do. In the ending simply known as The End, we end up breaking the TV and letting light shine on this house once more. But in what is probably the canon ending known as The End, we've found all colored tapes. All 5 of them, and the 5 points, combined with helping the cat Bale and Amanda sacrificing Wooly, representing Jesus, we break the TV, but Amanda was right. This time, she is out there. And not as the monster with 12 eyes and hair buns, that's Rebecca, but as the mystery man, who's now released wearing all red. This is what they wanted. Hamlin summoned 3 kings of hell, made Rebecca sign over her soul so they could stick around, and used this show to gather enough sacrifices to summon Lucifer himself, which Aunt Kate had stopped until we came along and just had to learn everything we could. There you go. That's the story of Amanda the Adventurer. What do you think? Be sure you let me know in the comments. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Munro. I'll see you in another video, old outro style. Let's go.